Thanks for joining us here at Rose Quartz Mediumship podcast, where we simply adore anything and everything healing and metaphysically based. I have been dealing with a child, or actually two children, who are not fitting well into the standard U.S. educational model. And I did a podcast a little bit ago about making sure that you're in an environment where you thrive. And I want to talk a little bit more deeply about that around one of my other children, who is also not fitting into the standard U.S. educational model. And this is something that I've known about this child for a long time. He is wildly intelligent, so smart. But there's a unique way that he learns. There's a uniqueness in each of us. And for him, one of the ways that his uniqueness shows up is that he loves student-led learning. He is excited about learning, but he doesn't want to be told what to learn. And he doesn't want to be told how to learn it. And he doesn't want to be told how to demonstrate that he understands it. And as a result, there have been some challenges, I'll say challenges, with navigating school. And as a result, at the end of last year and the beginning of this school year, we have had a lot of meetings. And when I say a lot, I mean multiple meetings a week for months and months, where we are working to identify what is not working and what is working, and who he is, and how he wants to learn and how he learns best, and how the school can understand what he understands and where there's educational gaps where he might need to go deeper in a particular topic. And it's been a lot of work, not just on my part, not just on my son's part, but on the school's part. And I'm really, really blessed that the school district is meeting us where we're at and is working just as hard as we are. There is a genuine interest there for my child to be able to learn in the way that he receives information and can demonstrate understanding of that information. And I was sitting in silent meditation and reflecting about life on one particular night. And I'd been so caught up in the minutia of the dynamic about learning and education and comprehension and demonstration of comprehension. And I had this really beautiful moment where I was really zoomed out to the 30,000 foot view away from the minutia, the details. And it really hit me that the biggest thing that I was teaching my child in this moment is that he is unique. And there is nothing wrong with his uniqueness. In fact, there's everything right with his uniqueness. And that lesson, that the unique way that he moves through the world is not wrong. It's right. It's right for him. That lesson is such an important lesson. It's a lesson that I literally spend the majority of my time with when I'm with clients. In some capacity or another, we are working on feeling okay, being unique, being exactly who we are, particularly when we don't fit into the boxes that society says, hey, you should fit in that box, right? And we went through this with the school system. The school system said, hey, you should fit in the box. And my son and I were like, he doesn't fit in the box. And then the school district said, like, well, what if you climb into the box like this? Like, we'll just start with a leg and then just like wiggle down into the box. And we said, ooh, that doesn't work either. because actually we just don't like the box. And that is something that I think the majority of adults are working on learning also. That so frequently we are taught through societal norms, through family of origin, through social media, through the news, through billboards, through everything that you should fit into a box. Sometimes you don't want to fit in a box. Sometimes you can't fit in a box. Sometimes there's no desire to even be anywhere near that box. And learning that you don't have to fit in a box. And there's no reason for you to put yourself in a box that you don't want to be in. And sometimes we only know that because we climb into the box and we sit there for a little bit and we say, I feel really sad in this box. I feel really angry in this box. I feel really inadequate in this box. And then we start to say, there's something wrong with me. And then eventually, most of us sit in the box for long enough. Maybe we're pouting, right? And then we say, maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe me in the box is the problem. We take ourselves out of the box, and then typically we have little feelings about that. Sometimes we have big feelings about not being in the box. Sometimes we even try and go get back in the box and say, well, if I change my clothes and I have a drink of water and I get myself resourced, I go on vacation, I get a good night's sleep, now can I go back in the box? The sensation of inadequacy is back. I'm angry again. I'm sad again. I'm unfulfilled. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's the box. Maybe I don't want to be in the box. Maybe I don't even want to look at the box. Maybe I unsubscribe from that box. We might need to do that a couple of times. There might be 16 boxes in our reality that we're trying to fit ourselves into. Maybe we start with 2, maybe we start with 1, maybe we start with 5. Sometimes we just say, I'm getting out of all of the boxes, right? There's no wrong way. But the majority of people who I work with in some capacity are trying to get themselves out of a box that they don't want to be in, or that they don't feel good when they're in there. Maybe it shuts them off to themselves. Maybe it creates a sense of separation from self. And then there's a sense of separation from the world, the way that we move through it. And so I was in silent meditation and realizing the beauty, the absolute beauty and gift it is for me to be in this space with my child at such a young age. And there have been moments, if I'm being 100% transparent, where it hasn't felt like a gift. It just felt like a struggle. And sitting there that night, I realized what a gift it is. What a gift for me. What a gift as a mom to get to do that work with my child. What a gift for him that he's learning at such a young age. He doesn't need to go in a box. It doesn't matter how many people tell him to get in the box. He doesn't have to be in any box. And more than that, there are a lot of people who are supporting him with not being in the box. It's not just me. Maybe it started with me. But now he's got a whole bunch of people in his reality who are telling him that it's okay. It's okay you don't fit in that box. You want to make your own box? Do you not like boxes? Do you not want to be in any box? How do you want to move through the world? What a gift, right? And in moments when it might feel overwhelming or like a struggle, all I need to do is resource myself, have a little bit more capacity, bring in some self-care, take a walk, drink some extra water, move my body, journal. get in touch with my emotions, get in touch with my sensations, get in touch with my body, connect in deeply with myself. And that's going to give me the capacity to be able to be with the thing that I'm trying to do with my son and with the school district, because there's a gift there for them as well, right? And if you are listening to this video and you are saying to yourself, hey, there are some boxes in my life that I don't feel good when I get into. And maybe I've been thinking that I'm the problem this whole time. But what if I flipped the script? What if I started saying, I am not the problem? Maybe the box is not the problem either, but maybe me in the box is the problem. Maybe I don't have to hate the box. Sometimes we have to hate the box in order to feel like we are worthy enough to get out of the box. That's okay. If you need to access a little anger, if that's the way it is that you get yourself out of the box, have at it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't need to make the box the problem. Sometimes we need to take a golf club and smash that box in order to feel like I'm not going back to that box. Okay. That's okay too. It's all okay. Maybe you need to sell the house, quit the job, buy an RV, travel around the US, move to another country, leave the marriage, leave the career. Okay? If you are sitting here listening to this video and feeling like you are the problem, I just want you to recognize that that is your trauma speaking. Trauma creates a sense of separation from ourselves. It starts to separate us from our feelings, from our sensations, from our emotions, from ourselves. And when we can come back in contact with our feelings, when we can come back in contact with our sensations, we can come back in contact with ourselves, we start to recognize that we are not the problem. You are not the problem. But there is a problem. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling disconnected, if you're feeling inadequate, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling unfulfilled, you are not the problem. Maybe there are things that you want to work on inside of yourself. That's a beautiful thing. But so frequently, you are not the problem. The box is not the problem. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? But you inside the box might be the problem. Maybe you need to smash the box up. Maybe you want to color it, make it pretty. Make it pretty before you leave. But just recognize that at any point in time, you can flip that script and start telling the story that you are not the problem. But being in that box is a problem. I hope that wherever it is that this podcast finds you, that you are having a beautiful morning, day, evening, or night. And I really appreciate you being here with us at Rose Quartz Mediumship.